The antidote, less than effective. That's why I'm here, to catch this wild and aggressive snake. Because the venom that kills is also the key to the cure. Right, Sir Russell! Oh, he's having a big go. Myself, handsome. Give him a grab. Care, care, care. The Russell's viper. It kills more people throughout its range in Asia than any other snake. But the Sri Lankan population is especially deadly. The unpredictable effect of its venom is like a deadly cocktail of Ebola, paralyzing nerve toxins, and gangrene. Within minutes, victims can start bleeding from every orifice. Clinical shock can begin to shut down the body's circulation. Simultaneously, the poisons may start to destroy living tissue. A painful death often follows. Around 30,000 people on this island are bitten by Russell's vipers every year. Hundreds are killed. An exact figure is not known because many never make it to hospital. Bedlam. There are patients everywhere sharing beds. The staff are doing everything they possibly can to not only save their lives, but also to make their recoveries more comfortable, less painful. The scale of Sri Lanka's problem has led to international efforts to develop a targeted, fully effective anti-venom. I've been called in by the world's leading snakebite expert to catch snakes for the program. But these snakes have evolved incredible camouflage. Most victims don't see them until it's too late. Finding them in the wild will be both difficult and dangerous. Like all vipers, this snake has a pair of really large, hinged fangs at the front of his mouth. When he strikes, he opens his mouth to not far short of 180 degrees. The fangs come forward like a couple of sabres. They penetrate in the strike. The lower jaw closes on the prey or the victim, further forcing the fangs in, and a huge dose of venom is injected. It's all over in a flash. The consequences are extremely serious. I would use the term terrible to sum up Russell's viper. It is really a terrible snake. In the region with the greatest number of snakebite deaths, medical teams struggle to cope with the sheer volume of victims. Their only weapon in this war is an anti-venom produced in India to combat bites from Indian Russell's vipers. But the venom of these Sri Lankan snakes has differing toxic effects, and the Indian drug does not deal with all of them. In dangerously large doses, the Indian version can keep people alive, but violent allergic reactions are common, and the financial cost of these large doses is crippling. Last night, this bed was occupied by a Russell's viper snakebite victim. He died 4 hours after admission from a cerebral hemorrhage. He bled into the brain. I'm teaming up with Oxford University's Professor David Worrell, a world authority on snakebite. and Dr. Arirani Ariratnam from the Colombo Faculty of Medicine. Along with colleagues in Sri Lanka and the UK, they are working towards the completion of a tailor-made anti-venom for the Sri Lankan Russell's viper. A new research centre is being built in the capital, Colombo, and needs wild Russell's vipers for their venom. It's simple. If I'm successful in catching them, lives will be saved.
It's at 12 o'clock.
Is that painful?
Oh, yes, it's painful.
Is that painful?
Yes.
Is that painful? Is this painful? Whole body pain.
Yes. Severe pain.
And his main problem at the moment, he's reacting to the Indian antivenom. He's vomited several times, partly due to the antivenom reaction, but initially due to the venom. He's really very uncomfortable and very distressed. It's people walking home at dusk from the paddy fields or working in the paddy fields, treading on or picking up concealed snakes. And it's particularly during the agricultural seasons, because that's when people are out in large numbers. Venom should be obtained from Sri Lankan snakes and used to raise a special Sri Lankan antivenom.
Yeah.
And crucially, it's going to involve people like you, Mark, who know about snakes, because we need that venom.
Anselm de Silva is Sri Lanka's leading reptile expert. He has spent over 40 years studying Russell's vipers. Together, we'll locate prime viper hotspots.
These are very good Russell's viper areas. A lot of people die because, as you can see, they are staying very far away from the hospital. Some of those are new settlements.
30 years ago, a massive irrigation program was initiated in this region. More than 100,000 families were relocated to turn scrub jungle into rich farmland, mainly rice or paddy farming. Then large numbers of barefoot workers began dying of snake bites. The world's highest number of snake bites was recorded in this region only a few years after the farming began. Those lucky enough to live to 70 have survived a 1 in 80 chance of being killed by a snake. It's the rice harvesting season in Sri Lanka, a time when family members, regardless of their normal jobs, gather together to collect this vital crop. But Russell's vipers are all around. It's an unpredictable, aggressive snake, and the harvest celebrations are often shattered.
These numerous rat burrows are a clue to why there are so many snakes, especially Russell's vipers, in these paddy fields. The rats come to feed on the unlimited supply of rice grain, and they get fat and they breed in large numbers. The snakes come to feed on the rats, and therefore they are doing the agricultural worker a service.
Russell's vipers hunt rats at night and sleep in these fields during the day. The villagers who harvest the paddy work barefoot, and when they inadvertently step on the snakes, the consequences are mutually disastrous. The victim is pumped with lethal venom, but then, in turn, the Russell's viper is killed by the workers.
The Russell's viper is not only a highly venomous snake, it's also extremely adaptable and very widely distributed. It's found not only in the paddy fields behind me, but it's also found in the forest, in the woodlands and in the grasslands, to altitudes of 5,000 feet, which is 10 times the height that I am now.
Venom is brought to you in part by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
This is an adult Russell's viper. At this size, quite obviously breeding size, it could produce anywhere from 5 to 50 offspring. It's not an egg layer, it gives birth to live young. If you have a pregnant female in the area, suddenly you could have a more slimline female and lots of babies.
And even the babies can be highly venomous. I'm hypersensitive to some antivenoms. If I'm bitten, the large dose needed could kill me. I can't take any chances. I've had specially designed boxes made up for safe transportation. And in the controlled environment of a laboratory, I'll show you why. The Russell's viper. Its irascible temperament and rapid strike make it a real handful. And now by gently squeezing the glands on the side of his head, just behind his eyes, you saw how fast that strike was. That's how fast it'd be if you were standing next to him. You can see the venom on the latex and also some in the bottom of the receptacle. And we're going to conduct an experiment to see what Russell's viper venom does to human blood. No, I'm not that stupid. She's going to take blood and we're going to test the effect in the test tube.
Just press it. Thank you, Mark. You can
Okay.
bend your elbow.
Okay.
What we're going to do is make up 2 test tubes, one with just blood in, and the other one will have venom from a Russell's viper that I milked just a little while ago, introduced, and we'll see what the effect is. In less than 1 minute, the effects are obvious. This is the one which is just blood, and this is the one which has the venom in. And if I turn them, the blood is still liquid, whereas the right hand, where the venom has gone into the blood, is one large blood clot. Now this is what would happen when the snake strikes its rodent prey. Within a very, very short time, all of the blood in the rodent will clot and it will die. The snake will track it down and eat it. But what would happen if this amount of venom was injected into a human is somewhat different. Initially, it would cause clotting, but the body would break down the clots and continue to do so until there was no clotting agent left in the blood. What would happen then is you would have blood that couldn't clot. You would bleed from the site of the bite. You would bleed from old scars. You would bleed possibly from the gums. And because the venom also contains a component that causes hemorrhaging, puts holes in the blood vessels, you would bleed from the blood vessels. If this happens, you could bleed to death. Word reaches us from the hospital about another victim, but this time not a paddy worker. 9-year-old Suresh was bitten early evening while playing in the garden. He falls into the other main group of Russell's viper victims. Villagers bitten after dark on badly lit roads and paths. Most people walk barefoot and do not carry flashlights. But Suresh did have a flashlight and identified the snake as a Russell's viper, lapsed into semi-consciousness. It was a large snake and a serious bite. The medical team must work fast. But because Suresh was smart enough to recognize the snake as a Russell's viper, at least the doctors can prepare the most appropriate treatment available. They decide to give him a large dose of Indian antivenom. This in itself could kill Suresh if he suffers a serious allergic reaction, but his father has no option. Without treatment, his son will die. Most of my searching for Russell's vipers will take place after dark, when the snake is most active. My favourite method for catching nocturnal snakes is blacktopping or road cruising.
Big green vine snake. Snakes are certainly coming up onto the road, but they're meeting their maker before we get to them.
dear me. Go slow, what's this? Snake.
It's another snake.
It's another dead snake.
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. Why were we second on the scene? Look, adult Russell's viper. But it does tell us that they are out and about. Moving off the road, that's what the dog's hanging around for. The first time I've ever laid hands on a Bengal monitor. Ah, he's been hit as well. I've never actually got this close to a Bengal monitor before. They don't let you do it. I'll have a look at him, patch him up. Bugger. It's been a frustrating night. Then I spot what I think is a Russell's viper that's still alive. This has just been freshly killed when we drove down and thrown on here. All snakes we found this evening have been run over by cars. This one hasn't. This one has been beaten to death. But this is the species we're after. This is the culprit. This is the snake everyone hates. This is the snake that's responsible for all the deaths. So I can hardly blame people for beating it up and chucking it on the side of the road. Back in the hospital, Suresh is getting worse. The team prepare to give him even more antivenom. Like many families in Sri Lanka, Suresh's mother is thousands of miles away, working in another country to support her family. All his father can do is wait. Then another setback. Suresh begins to have a violent reaction to the antivenom.
Venom is brought to you in part by...
I didn't turn up a single live Russell's viper last night, but I did have one successful encounter. The one lucky creature I found on the road was this fellow. He'd been hit, I think, by a vehicle and had got blood all over him. I've nursed him overnight, and as you can see, he's hot to trot. They go away like trains. Searching for this snake is proving difficult. Russell's vipers are not manhunters. Their perfect camouflage and reclusive behaviour actually limits contact with people. I'm going to need help.
මාකෝෂේ ලෝවටා සැරිසරා බිහිසුණු සතුන් අධ්‍යයනය කළ කෙනෙක්.
මාකෝෂේ බේයලු කුමක්දැයි නොහඳුනන්නේ.
මාකෝෂේ යෝධ කොණ්ඩාවුන් පිළිමක් කෙමුලන් නාගරාජේ අද වටමේස සම්භාෂණේ.
The local radio station has invited me to talk about my quest. I'll use this as an opportunity to recruit local assistance.
We are welcoming you in the studio. The meaning of saying Aiboan from our language is may you long live. Because why you are saving the life of snakebite victims all over the world. Aiboan, Mr. Shane.
Thank you very much, Aiboan.
Mark, how can local people help you?
What I want them to do is to phone the telephone number that you'll give out on the show and watch the snake. I want to use my spider's web technique, where I am like a big fat spider sitting in the middle of the web, waiting for somebody to pull on the silk. That means there's a Russell's viper.
What does it look like and what are its habits? අනුරාධපුරයේ වෛද්‍යවරුන් පිරිසක් සමග මා රාන්තික තිත් පොළොන් විෂයට ප්‍රතිවිෂ පිළියමක් ගැනීමේ නිරතව සිටිනවා.
Suresh has reached a critical stage. Russell's viper venom stays in the bloodstream for many days, and its deadly effects can reactivate if antivenom levels are not monitored and kept topped up. Suresh knew what snake had bitten him, which meant the medics could treat him straight away. Victims are encouraged to take the snake in with them for positive identification. Any delay in treatment can cause further complications, and although Suresh and his family acted quickly, the venom that's still in his bloodstream could be killing him, causing internal bleeding or damaging his kidneys beyond repair. News of my mission to capture Sri Lanka's most feared snake is spreading. More locals have been recruited to help with my Russell's viper search. In a forest bordering disused paddy fields, one group has uncovered what they say is a venomous snake.
Snake? Okay, the upshot of this is I've seen a snake go into this pile. They haven't seen it come out, and they've waited till I arrived, which is very good discipline. I'm impressed by that. You see it? Did you see it? Yes. Ooh. Okay. Yes. It's a little hump-nosed viper, so it is a venomous little critter, and what's more, God, nature working against me. What's more, it's a pregnant little hump-nosed viper, a fully adult female. When she strikes, she'll open her mouth almost to probably about 160 degrees, and the fangs will be forward facing. They'll penetrate and inject a venom which causes necrosis, destruction of tissue, localized swelling, and there have been deaths in Sri Lanka to bites from this snake, and the deaths are generally through kidney failure.
The hump-nosed viper isn't the only snake on the fringe of the paddy fields. In no time, I bag a hatful.
What a beauty. Nice size. You forget I'm not good off by that.
We've been given special permission to search Sri Lanka's famous ancient cities, where man and snake have lived together uneasily for thousands of years. This is Polnarua. In the 11th century AD, the Sinhalese drove out the then ruling Indian dynasty that had made the city its capital. The new Sri Lankan rulers built magnificent palatial buildings and religious temples. Today, the ruins provide only a suggestion of the splendour that once existed here. This stone trough, known as a medicine boat, in the heart of the ruins, is another sign that venomous snake bites have been painfully endured here for thousands of years. Ancient scriptures studied by Anselm say serious snakebite victims were immersed here in liquid containing 58 different varieties of herbs in an attempt to cure them. A modern version is occasionally used today. There's no scientific proof that the treatment heals serious snakebite victims, but no scientists have conducted practical experiments until now.
How do you feel, Mark, now?
Well, it feels a lot better than I thought it would. It's not unpleasant, and it's quite warm. The rock's warm from the sun. Do you think this had any actual therapeutic value for snakebite coma victims?
There's a possibility of therapeutic effects of herbs.
It is quite pleasant lying here. If you're in a coma, you don't know that you're enjoying it. If I had a serious snakebite, I think I'd put my life in the hands of the medical doctors rather than the practitioners of the medicine bath. So now I'm going to do what most of the people that find themselves in this situation can't do. I'm going to get up and get out. And where there are bites from the Russell's viper, there is fear. The snake has demonic status in this country and is at the heart of voodoo-like rituals. Wealthy businessmen from the big cities regularly employ the services of rural sorcerers to curse competitors. The only snake judged evil enough for these ceremonies are Russell's vipers. The sorcerer's spell reaches a climax when the viper's fangs are placed in a carved snake effigy. Apparently, this sorcerer offers a reversal service for targeted curse victims. Nice touch. The night search continues in working paddy fields where we need a different kind of local expertise.
We've got quite a team out on the search tonight. We've got the local expertise of some wildlife guides, and we've got a couple of wildlife officers armed with a rifle and with flares. And the reason for that, right here. These are the prints of wild elephants. And wild elephants that you see tourists riding, these will kill you. They're silent, they're large, and they're very deadly. You don't mess with wild elephants. This is a threshing floor. They thresh the rice. And this is what attracts rats to feed on what's left, and hopefully also Russell's vipers to feed on rats. There's a treehouse up there where people stay when they want to guard their crops against elephant attack. And that's where you go if Jumbo appears. Although I don't think there's room for all of us up there. There certainly isn't room for us all going up the ladder at the same time.
Mark, you check that place? Near the tree.
Our worst nightmare. Anselm. As we move towards the centre of the paddy field, we hear movement in the jungle fringe. A rogue elephant has come to feed on the surplus rice.
And they are phenomenally dangerous. A guy was killed in this area only a week or so ago, crushed flat.
Wild elephants kill up to 60 people in Sri Lanka each year.
They're still coming.
We're trapped. If we move suddenly, the elephant may charge. The guides try to scare it by setting off flares and shooting into the air, but it doesn't work.
You see snakes in my bag, and people defer to me. When there's a snake, everyone backs off and lets me go for the snake. With something like wild elephants, that's not my area. I back off and I let the experts move in. And we're just waiting to see if they think it's safe to continue or whether we've actually got to back out altogether.
The elephant wouldn't budge, so we beat a strategic retreat.
One of the guys that's been helping us today, one of the local chaps, has just come over to say that they've cornered a tikpalonga, which is Sinhalese name for Russell's viper, so I'm really hoping that his idea is spot on, because that's what we want, Russell's vipers.
Oh, it is! Great! It is a Russell's viper.
A beauty.
Okay.
Kottapulanga ද?
නෑ නෑ. ඔක ගැටපොලකට ගන්න.
ගැටපුලanga නෙමෙයි.
Well,
I'm not sure whether they've hit this, you know. I've had that situation before, where helpful people slow snakes down by whacking them with a stick.
Yeah.
And you end up with a snake that dies, and there's something here that I'm not happy about.
He has got a shot to the head.
look at his head.
Yeah.
His head is leaning to one
towards
side.
one side, yeah.
I think there's every chance that he will be dead in the morning. Sadly, I was right. The Russell's viper died in the night. At the hospital, the beds are spilling over with snakebite victims. Suresh is still suffering from both the Russell's viper venom and his allergic reaction to the less than effective anti-venom. Back to basics. I target a village where I know that Russell's vipers are active. This is where the local people injured the now dead Russell's viper. It's just before dusk. The vipers should be getting active and hungry. But it's also a time when children are still playing out.
What? What? Right, seal this off.
Seal this off right here.
Grab stick. I don't know yet. Let's get everyone over here before we attack this. Right, okay. What we want everyone to do, Anselm, if the boys can clear the brush, we can be alert to grab the snake. Can they start?
Mark,
Yeah?
before you do any disturbances,
The holes there?
holes.
It's probably gone down on those holes.
Then
Run that way.
In fact, the water was
What's the Russells? All right, we've got him then. Yes, we've got him. There's a big Russell's viper. Whoo! Care, care, care. This. Yeah. This is myself, Anselm. Give me my grab. This is what these things are designed for. The safe handling of extremely dangerous snakes like this Russell's viper. I want to get him out and somewhere where I can deal with him more safely. Can you bring that grab stick, please, Anselm? Let's get him out in the open, where I've got a bit of room to play with. Thank you. You can see how big a strike he's got. Oh, he's having a big go. We're in business. Business. Our first fully charged, perfectly healthy, undamaged, wild Russell's viper for our anti-venom program. Look at this snake. It looks like a carpet. You'd think, how could that possibly ever be camouflage? Could you see him in there? I had to look hard. It's coming up towards dusk. This is a nocturnal snake. This is when it comes out hunting. This is when people meet them on the roads. And if you're not carrying a torch and you're walking barefoot, this is when you get bitten by what is arguably one of the most, if not the most dangerous snake in the world, and certainly the most dangerous snake in Sri Lanka. I'm going to put him in very carefully because at the moment I actually release his head, my fingers are very, very close to a rather annoyed Russell's viper.
A targeted antivenom is a long-term solution to the problem of Russell's viper bites in Sri Lanka. But there's another option I want to investigate. I brought along a prototype pair of specially reinforced boots designed to protect paddy workers in Burma.
These boots are snake-proof boots. I want to volunteer not to be bitten by a snake in them, but just to wear them for an hour and see, because they all work barefoot, and obviously barefoot is comfortable, but it's hazardous. And we just want to see if the concept of wearing these specially designed boots is agreeable to them.
ඒකට කවුරු හරි මේක මේ සපත්තු දාන්න කවුරු හරි එනවද? ඕකේ. හරි. ඒක අඳ ගන්න. Now he feels comfortable.
He feels comfortable.
He's happy about that.
I'm waiting to see if they get hot. His rubber boots, I would think, would be hot. What is it? Back! Hey! Hey! Whoa! See that? Look at that. Come on then. Give me your best shot. Beautiful. What a nice snake. If you were sitting where I'm sitting, you'd notice another defense from this Darman rat snake. The scent from his cloacal glands, which is designed, like many reptiles, as a further defense to make them smell pungent and unpleasant and to get them left alone.
The armoured boots aren't needed for rat snakes. They may have 6 rows of teeth, but they're non-venomous. Sleeping Russell's vipers react angrily when disturbed. Some kind of foot and ankle protection would save the lives of paddy workers. But I'm not sure these boots are the answer.
He thinks that it is a very good protective wearing, but
Uncomfortable,
it is uncomfortable,
yes,
because it's one thing, it's heavy and it's very hot and sweaty.
Now, these are tied with laces, and I can feel the suction pulling my boots off. And with those, you haven't got to hope you're going to be all the time barefoot, digging your boots out.
Yes.
The boots may be uncomfortable, but I prefer sore feet to sharing a bed in a crowded hospital with Russell's viper venom pumping through my veins. The rains have come. The downpour will activate the food chain, including small mammals, and then snakes. We are also approaching the peak of the paddy harvest, and there's a deluge of people in the fields. Sri Lankans are returning to their family homes to help with the harvest, but bites increase when people who don't normally farm work the paddy. The hospital starts to receive its own flood of Russell's viper victims. 15-year-old Naja is in a life-threatening state, but she's not a paddy field victim. She was bitten while hanging out washing.
It's on the right ankle, on the lateral
That's
aspect.
a good bite, isn't it? That's a big snake. How? She's gone again.
Oh, she's blood.
And this is frank blood. She's vomiting frank blood. So this is one of the dreaded complications of Russell's viper bite. You've got blood that has been rendered incoagulable, non-clottable, and holes in the blood vessel walls.
Of course, the major worry here is leakage of blood into the brain.
Well, if the hemorrhage-inducing factor affects the blood vessels in the brain, at any time that could cause a stroke.
In Sri Lanka, at this time of year, people like Naja die every day from Russell's viper bites.
These people have to go to the paddy to harvest their crops. If they don't, they can't live. If they do, they may die. It's a hell of a quandary. Fancy going out in the morning just to do a job of work, not knowing whether you're going to be lying here with a Russell's viper bite by the evening in severe pain. It really is a hard life.
I'm determined my contribution will help. My expertise is snake catching, so I clear my head and get back on the road.
That's it. I've got him. I'm sorry, but I gotta get it quick. I got it. Oh, well, my battery belt fell off. I dropped the torch. Left a trail of devastation behind me, and he nearly got away. But there's another Russell's viper. Right. Get myself bloody killed like this. That's a nice specimen. Snake secure.
It's very encouraging, isn't it? So this is the girl who was so worried about yesterday.
Yes.
How's she feeling today?
She's much better.
Nayana is recovering, though the venom is still affecting nerve impulses to some muscles, causing facial paralysis. Luckily, she was bitten only 4 miles from this hospital, one of the best treatment centres for snake bites on the island. The speed of her treatment and the medics' expertise has saved her. There is one final emotional mission to complete. I join Professor Worrell and Dr. Arirani Aharatnam to visit the home of Suresh.
And how is he now?
See, he's very lively and he's smiling away and he's happy.
Is he back to normal?
Then ආපහු සාමාන්‍ය විදියටම වැඩ කරනවාද?
And
he's going to school.
Does he switch the torch on and point it at the ground now when he's walking around in the dark?
සුරේෂ් කොහමද ඔයා ටෝච් පාවිච්චි කරලා කොහෙද බිම ටෝච් දැම්මද නැත්නම් උඩට දාගෙන ගියාද?
Yes, but they wasn't pointing at the snake.
Yes, you've got to look more carefully in the future.
Not everyone is as lucky as Suresh and Nayana. Other hospitals in Sri Lanka have far less facilities and expertise, and many victims die without ever making it to hospital or getting help. My mission's been successful. I arrive in the capital, Colombo, and deposit my Russell's vipers.
New home?
Hopefully their venom will enable the production of an anti-venom that's tailor-made, effective and cheap. An antidote to the terrible bite of the Sri Lankan Russell's viper.
You're on Animal Planet. Up next on Animal Cops, agents uncover cases of dog abuse. In one particular case, dog fighting ring suspicions run high. This level of brutality won't go unpunished. The agents call for police backup to confront the owner. Animal Cops is next, only on Animal Planet.